I'm Gail Moriarty, the president of the Nashua International Sculpture Symposium. Started in 2008, and it is now our 13th year. We're the only city in the country that has an International Sculpture Symposium. Happens once a year for 3 weeks.
Hello, I'm Jim Larson. I'm the artistic director for the symposium here. I recently took over for the celebrated John Weidman, who founded the symposium back in 2008. And he's an older sculptor, stoneworker, welder who runs the Andres Institute of Art in Brookline. And he had a really awesome style for making totally lasting monumental sculpture. And it's been my job to take the symposium, maintain that commitment to making lasting work, and then update what we do to make it continually engaging for Nashua residents. Ultimately, I am a facilitator. I find artists that would be an enthusiastic, good fit for our program and be enthusiastic about making work in Nashua. And I convince them to come here and work with 2 fellow artists and work with me for 3 weeks, carving stone, welding steel, making monumental public sculpture.
Generally, it's a big event. We have our opening celebration at Hunt Community. We have hundreds of people, lots of visitors, lots of meals. Everyone would bring meals and make meals at home and share an open family-style meal with the sculptors for lunch and dinner. This year we cannot. So instead of people making meals at their home and bringing the meals to share with the sculptor, we have restaurants that have agreed to help us by making the meals in approved commercial kitchens. The general public will call the restaurant and pay for the meal and then pick up the meal and bring them here. And then if it's nice weather, they can eat at adjoining tables outside, 6 feet apart, with the sculptors, which will be really nice. Visitors are welcome here every day from 10 to 4. We will have fencing so that we will be 6 feet away from the sculptors for safety of everybody. I've worked very, very closely with Bobby Bagley, who's the Director of Health and Community Services, and she's signed off on a 5-page letter of just procedures we need to follow this year. Having the support of the mayor and his staff has been huge for us. It's made a big difference. We feel comfortable that we can do this safely, so we're really looking forward to it. We're looking forward to how it's going to be the same but very different. And so our theme is a place and time, because 2020 is a place and time for us.
It starts with artists being enthusiastic and reacting to their community. The concepts typically provoke form, and then the form is made by the artist's hands. For us, if it's stone, it's carved with a diamond blade and chisels. If it's steel, it could be forged, it could be cast, it could be welded. We are called the Nashua International Sculpture Symposium. And this year, for the first year, we don't have any international sculptors. All of our sculptors are Americans, from the Northeast, furthest away being Philadelphia. And I think it's a great chance for us to reflect on artistic tradition and bring that to Nashua. So the differences are really that we don't have that international flair and the diversity that's associated with bringing international culture to Nashua.
Hi, my name is Taylor Apostle, and I'm here at the Carving Studio in West Rutland, Vermont, and I'm standing in front of a sculpture that I made here in 2012. This was once the site of an industrial marble quarry, and now it's a place you can come and make sculpture. And that's what I'm doing here. So I usually work in a range of materials at my home studio in Newton, Massachusetts. Right now, I'm working on this small marble sculpture here in Vermont, and I'm looking forward to making a large marble sculpture for the 2020 Nashua Sculpture Symposium later this month. See you soon!
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Cave, and I'm one of the sculptors that's been selected for the Nashua International Sculpture Symposium this year. I am currently in New Jersey, where I was born and raised. Since then, I attended school at Syracuse University, where I fell in love with sculpture. After which, I attended the University of Cincinnati for my master's, I continue to research sculpture, specifically working with metal and metal fabrication. But also I found my love for connecting with community through art. And this is what led me to work in public art. Since then, I've done a handful of public art projects. Notably, I worked at the Gilbertsville Expressive Movement in Gilbertsville, New York, creating a very tall, 27-foot tall sculpture. And currently in the studio, I am working on a piece for Glenside, Pennsylvania, in association with Arcadia University. The piece, it discusses themes of movement, but then also incorporates the history of the site. And I'm very excited to see it come to life. So I really look forward to meeting each and every one of you, and I'll see you in New Hampshire.
Hi, I'm Elijah Ober. I'm super excited to be one of the 3 artists participating in the 2020 Nashua International Sculpture Symposium. I'm here in my studio right now in Brunswick, Maine, and I'm going to show you some of my latest drawings that I've been making to plan a sculpture for the symposium. I've been drawing a lot of inspiration from the proximity of the site to the Nashua River, the Mine Falls Dam, and the Nashua Power Canal. So this is a sculpture with a bronze roof that drains rainwater down into a stone basin, which is then drained by this spiraling set of drain slots. So as the water level rises, each slot becomes activated in succession, creating this rotary diversion of the water's path. After it drains out of the slots, the water lands on another bronze skirt-like form that takes it down to the ground. This is a similar concept, a bronze funnel that directs water into a series of divergent stone sluices. These concepts are a result of my reflection on the river as a timepiece and as a shifting pathway. This body of work I'm preparing for the Maine Biennial at the CMCA, which opens in October. I made it at a residency in New Jersey this past winter. My process was documenting through direct casting the footprints of the nighttime scavengers on a man-made landscape. My studio overlooks the Androscoggin River in an old mill building that would look very much at home in Nashua.
This is the first year that we have 3 artists that are under the age of 30. And which is a huge deal to be supporting young artists before they have a totally flourishing career as an artist is something to be applauded, I think. And there are not a lot of artists that get the chance to put a permanent public piece of work into a community at such a young age.
The city has been working with us to find spots to put the sculptures this year. They're all going to be in one place in Mine Falls by the Stello Stadium. Usually it's 3 different sculptors all over the city, 3 different locations. This year is all about community. It's all about coming together. So it's changed a little, but it's important. Art is healing, art is everyday living, and it's important that we do this.
If you follow the symposium this year, you will see 3 artists that are jumping on an awesome opportunity and making some wild and crazy, totally meaningful, engaging work. And that's something that you only get with a super try-hard young artist who's totally trying to prove themselves and has something to say.
Welcome to the 13th Annual Nashua International Sculpture Symposium. I'm Gail Moriarty, I'm the president of the symposium, along with our board members wave, and volunteers, wave, thank you. We'd like to welcome you, and we're very excited about this year's symposium. As much as we could have liked to have you all here in person, we're all happy you're joining us in spirit this year. As anyone involved in symposiums knows, we have to be flexible. Every year there's something unexpected, and this year has shown us no different. We are fortunate that our sculptors work site anyway, So it's required this year, so we're safe that way. They wear masks most of the time. We're safe that way. We welcome you to please come and support our sculptors. Please come visit throughout the 3 weeks we're here. We will have 6-foot fence keeping safe distance from our sculptors. So please come join us and watch and enjoy our wonderful process that we have. Anyway, so it's a little different as far as our sculptors, as far as our meals, but in the end, we're making incredible art for the city. So now I'd like to welcome our wonderful mayor and thank him so much for coming and joining us. He avidly supports the arts in Nashua. We're very fortunate to have him.
Well, it's really nice to be with you all tonight. It's been so long since we've been together, or been able to get together. Even though now we have the mask, it's better than nothing. It's definitely a hardship, but we've really contributed a lot to the community by wearing our masks and containing the spread of this virus. So we're here for the 13th Art Sculpture Symposium. There are so many people to thank, and many of you are here. Of course, Gail, thank you for being the chair. Kathy and has done, and Larry has done so much over the years. Elaine, Dottie, Bob, and Judy, Bobby over here. Bogdan and Marianne have done so much over the years. So it's a great experience, a great event. We are a creative community, and we're very proud of that. We did win the award for the most artistic community from the State Council on the Arts a few years ago, thanks to the efforts of a lot of people. And I think we all have experienced how enriching the arts can be and how much they can deepen kind of life. For me, I went to college my freshman year. I wasn't engaged. I missed a lot of classes. I didn't really, wasn't committed to anything. I played a little sports, but that was it. And but my RA, or my resident advisor, was a guy named Arnie Lehman, who later became director of the Brooklyn Museum. And he was a graduate student in art history. And I got to know him fairly well. And he got me to take a course by Vincent Scully, who was a very renowned art historian at the time. And Scully's introductory course was the most popular undergraduate course because he was very charismatic. And the class needed to go to the law school because the biggest auditorium was there. It was hundreds of people. And he started with the Greeks, with the pottery, then with the Greek temples. And it just opened my eyes to not only what the arts could do in terms of the meaning of life in a sort of an intangible way, but also to just the importance of learning things. And from then on, I became an art history major, but after that, I'd say it changed the course of my career at college and life, really. So this is just part of it here, and this is one of the many things we have with our 35 sculptures, 36. But we wanted to give a special thank you to a few people tonight for helping out, particularly Lindsay Rinaldi from the Nashua Arts Commission, in addition to everyone else that's here. She is not here, but they help provide support. Lisa Bissonette, who is not here either, right? She's not here.
I don't think she made it.
President of City Arts Nashua. They, of course, provide financial support as well. Cecilia Ulibarri, who's on the advisory council of the State Commission on the Arts. Thank you, Cecilia, and of course with Positive Street Art with Manny as well. Artists to the core. We owe thank you to many people, but now we have 3 new artists, 3 new sculptors coming. Very exciting to engage with them and learn from them and just see what they're able to accomplish over 3 weeks. So I think it is my pleasure to introduce Kate, who's going to talk about the artist. Kate from the Chamber. Lesko, come on up. In any event, thank you for enriching our community, for just making this a better place to live. Well, thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kate Lesko, the President and CEO of the Greater Nashua Chamber of Commerce, and certainly the Chamber is a great supporter of art in our community, and I'm honored to be here this evening. I am going to read because I have the privilege of introducing our three sculptors, and so their bios, I want to make sure that I get them correct. So to start with, Kelly Cave from Pennsylvania. Kelly, if you just want to step forward a little bit, people can see you. So Kelly is a working artist born and raised in Princeton Junction, New Jersey. She received her BFA from Syracuse University with a degree in fiber and material studies, with minors in sculpture and visual culture. She completed her MFA at the University of Cincinnati in the sculpture department, and then served as artist in residence in sculpture at Northwest Missouri State University. Kelly has attended residencies at Salem Artworks, Franconia Sculpture Park, the Scottish Sculpture Workshop, and Gilbertsville Expressive Movement. Today, Kelly is the sculpture shop technician at Princeton University and continues being a traveling teaching artist who resides in Philadelphia. Welcome. And next we have Elijah Ober from Maine.
Hi, everyone.
So Elijah was born in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and grew up in southern Maine. He comes from a family of artists. His dad and his aunt are painters. His uncle builds fine furniture. Elijah studied art and anthropology at Bowdoin College and spent his summers building stone staircases on hiking trails in the White Mountains. Elijah lives and works on the coast of Maine. He's excited to participate in the Maine Biennial at the Center for Maine Contemporary Art in Rockland this October.
Thank you.
And then Taylor Apostle from Massachusetts. So Taylor was born in Washington, D.C. and spent her formative years living in Saudi Arabia, the Philippines, and the suburbs of Philadelphia. She earned her BA in studio art at the University of Vermont and MFA in sculpture at Boston University. She studied marble carving in Florence and Carrara, Italy, and has attended residencies at the studios at Mass Museum of Contemporary Art and Vermont Studio Center. Her work is in the permanent collections of the Howard Gottlieb Archival Research Center, Hotel Commonwealth in Boston, and SAIS International University in China. She currently lives and works in the Boston area. Welcome. Then I would also like to introduce our artistic director, Jim Larson. Jim. So Jim is a graduate of Hamilton College in Clinton, New York, majoring in studio art with a concentration in sculpture. He's been involved in the Nashua Symposium since 2014 and as one of the directors for the past 2 years. Over the past few months, he's been busy coordinating with the three sculptors, finding beautiful stone and building a dock at the studio. So welcome again. So this year is different in many ways. Rather than having 3 sites, one for each of the sculptures, all 3 sculptures will be placed together at one site, which goes with the theme, A Place in Time. Jim and the 3 sculptors have met many times via Zoom to create a cohesive plan for the site designed to complement the natural environment. It's a new venture for the symposium, one we all await with great anticipation. So these are the 4 people you will see every day when you come to the symposium at the beautiful Picker Arts Building at 3 Pine Street throughout the next 3 weeks. It's amazing to see the sculptures come out of the stone every day. So I'm very pleased to welcome all of you to Nashua. I hope you will come to love it as much as we all do. Enjoy and thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We're very happy to have you. This is where it's happening for 3 weeks. Please come to 3 Pine Street. Please bring your masks. If you forget your mask, don't let it stop you. We have masks. We have hand sanitizer. We have everything you could need. We would like you to just come and enjoy this next 3 weeks with us at our closing, which will be at Mine Falls Park on the 12th of September. So from now till then, come on by and check us out. Thank you very much.